Good morning, team. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Nick, registered licensed architect in the US, more specifically Colorado, Utah. And today's little lesson here, we're going to do a PDF import lesson tutorial. So there are several ways to do this, but I want to show you my favorite way to get this done in terms of importing a PDF into Revit. The reason I usually import PDFs into Revit are basically to build tables like you see on screen here and put them on sheets. Uh, Usually, I mean, many of us know, Revit does not have a great uh, table editing format like Excel. So I like to do, or something similar to Excel. So I like to do my tables and like more complicated tables in Excel, especially if I have like math that I need to do. Excel does that automatically for me, adding things up, big numbers that change often. So when I'm doing like a cabin type, building areas and covered deck areas and so forth, I like to do it in Excel or something similar, and then bring it into Revit because Revit doesn't have a great system for that, as many of you may know. So that's usually it's tables that I like to bring in PDF format into Revit or something similar. Sometimes images or whatever, but in this case, we're doing a table today that we're going to bring into Revit, a nice laid out table with good pixelation on it. If you zoom in, you can tell that this is all very clear and easy to read. And anyway, this is, a building area table basically for these cabins on this project. So let's get started. So after trying different ways to do this over the years, this is the best way that I've come up with, I believe, to do this, to import a PDF and get it on a sheet and a view. It seems to be the cleanest, most efficient, and very little to no chance of breaking later. So let's get started here. So I'm gonna delete this, but I just wanted to show you that this is what we're gonna end up doing today in a finished version. But first, let's delete this and start from scratch. Okay. All right. So first off, what you want to do is you want to duplicate an existing floor plan view. You have to get this PDF onto a view, is the way I like to do it and the best way to do it. So to do that, we're going to duplicate an existing view. Let's just duplicate this current floor plan view here. So we're going to right click on the view in the project browser and drop down to duplicate view, and just duplicate. The first option is just fine. Okay. So it's going to duplicate that view in the project browser. We're going to change the name and we're going to call it PDF Viewer 1. Okay. All right. Let's get rid of this old view that we've had in the past. Okay, so we have PDF Viewer 1. We open that, and you'll see that currently this is just the duplicate of the floor plan, right? So first, we need to create a view template that only shows the PDF. So to do that, we're going to go down to, right now it's got a view template on it over here in the properties. Just click on the view template here. It's the best way to access it. And we're just going to duplicate this existing template. So we're going to do that by selecting this duplicate button here. All right, let me just clean things up for you so that you can see everything. All right, so this duplicate button here is what we're going to click next to duplicate the current view template. And we're just going to call this, let's call it PDF Viewer, okay? All right, okay. We already have that name. Let's call it PDF Viewer 1 to match, or main. Okay. So now we have a view template here that's duplicated, and now we have to set this up so that we are no longer seeing the modeled elements or the annotated elements on the view. All we want to see is the PDF image itself, right? We only want to see the PDF. So to do that, we're going to edit first under VG overrides model. We're going to edit that within the view template, and we're going to go, let's see. So we have all these. For those beginners out there, these check marks just mean it's all visible. If it's checked, if it's not checked, it's not visible in the view. So we're going to go select all, which you can do very quickly by just hitting this all button below. So we're going to select all, and then we're just going to go and we're going to select one of these check marks to deselect all, okay? And then we're going to go over to annotation categories and do the same exact thing. We're going to select all and then deselect one of them to deselect all. And I'm just going to hit OK and then go back in there because there's one last thing we want to do. So let me just show you what that looks like now. That has hidden every modeled and annotated element in the view. So it's a blank view, right? There's nothing here. Okay. And we're going to go back into the view template one more time here. And we're going to go to edit the overrides model. And we're going to select, so the one thing we need to select is raster images. We need to find that in the model categories and select that. That's because PDFs fall under raster images and we need those to be visible. So we're going to go scroll down or type RA to quickly get down to raster images, and that we do want to indeed select and check. So that's great. We're going to hit OK, and there's going to be no changes visibly. As you see, nothing really happened, but we'll see in a second what that does. All right, moving on, let's get this going. We're going to go over here. Now we need to insert the PDF. To do that, we go into Insert, and then there's a couple ways to insert PDFs. You can import the PDF, which is the one we're going to do today. Inserts a PDF file into a model view to use as a background image or visual aid. Right. The other option is a linked PDF. I don't like to link PDFs, and for a specific reason, which is, they break often. And if a PDF file ever moves folders, it will break on you. So I don't like to link PDFs because then I have to fix it all the time and relocate the PDF in the folder structure. So there's really no reason to link a PDF unless it's being changed often by multiple people on a shared project. In that case, maybe you do want to link it. Yeah, it's very rare when I need to link a PDF, but there are cases, I'm sure. But yeah, today and majority of cases, it's just safer to import fully and not link it because it won't break. So we're going to import a PDF. All right. Let's see here. All right. So I'm going to do this off screen because I just have, private information here, and I don't want to show it to everyone on that's watching. So all we need to do, you're going to have this import PDF dialog box come up, and all we need to do is find the PDF now. So hopefully you have already, you want to print the PDF from Excel or from wherever you're making this PDF or a table. You're going to print the PDF. I suggest printing it to a larger size than maybe you think. For this one I did 11 by 17, for instance, even though it fit on a 8.5 by 11 sheet. So I just upgraded the size a little bit. It just improves the quality when you drop it in, and you want it to be maybe larger than you think, just so that you have the full information you need, the full pixel information you need, and doesn't come in fuzzy or pixelated at all. So that's what we're doing. That's what I've done in the back end. I've printed to PDF the table I created in Excel. So anyway, so now we're just going to select and import now. All right. So I have the PDF. I'm going to select open, and I'm sorry that's not on screen, but now it is. So once you select the PDF in your folder structure, you will see this dialog box, which is just the final dialog box for importing PDFs. It's already set to 300 DPI, but sometimes it'll come in at 72 DPI for you. So if it automatically goes to 72 DPI, I would change this down here to 300 DPI, and that's I believe that's dots per inch, and that's like the pixelation of it. The higher is better. You want I would say at least 150 if you're printing. 300 DPI is solid. Either way, I would go 300 DPI. It's not going to make it that large or slow down your project too much. Even if you have several PDFs in your project, I think you should be fine. So 300 DPI. Page 1 of 1, page size, as you can see right here, is 17 by 11, which is fine. So let's hit OK and bring this in. This is the final step to bring a PDF in, and then you're going to have this click left to place raster image, and that's all we're going to do is click once, left click to drop that in. Okay, so that is now, again, we're in a view, not a sheet. We're doing this in a view, and I'll show you why in a second. So this is now dropped into the view, and I always like to check the pixelation by zooming way in and see how clear it is. It looks like it came in pretty dang clear. So we're good there. Okay, next is really the last step is bringing this onto a sheet. So we're going to, I think it's the last step, but let's see. So we're going to bring this onto a sheet, and here's the PDF viewer one, the one we just created, right? There it is there. So we're going to go to the sheet we want it on, which is this sheet. We're going to put it at the top of the sheet. So to do that, there's several ways to bring a view onto a sheet. I just like to find the view in the project browser and drag it over, all right? All right, guys, so we're going to drag this over. I guess we have a few more steps to make. So we'll drag this over into a decent place, and maybe in the top right corner like we had it. We can, arrow over to kind of drop that in. Next, we want to change the viewport, right? So we don't want this view title label down here at all. So to do that, we're just going to click on the viewport itself and go ahead and change that here to right now. I have, if you don't have a viewport created that has no title, you have to do that, and I'm not going to show you how to do that. Hopefully you know how to do that. If not, you can watch another one of my videos for that. But we're going to select blank, no title, which is a viewport type that I've already created, which just once you select that, the title goes away, right? And then the last step is just to edit the crop region of this. To do that, we can activate the view itself, right click and activate view. Okay. Again, right click, activate view, and now the view is activated. Now that the view is activated, we can hit the crop region visible tool, which shows the crop region now, and we can select the crop region. If you don't see the crop region, that's because that's likely toggled off. If the crop region's way out off screen, you'll have to drag that off, fix that. But then, sometimes you can snap crop regions to lines, and we could do it that way, where, we create like detail lines and like draw them exactly where we want the crop region to be. But no, in this case, we're just gonna click and drag the handles here right to the edge, or I'm going a little bit over my edge that I had, just so that it's nice and clean and I'm not seeing any white on the background there. I just like to kind of go right over the gray or whatever you have. So just showing the crop region is just showing what you want to show, right? You can select, and you can even edit it and make a funky shape if you need to. If you have a irregular shaped PDF, crop regions don't have to be orthogonal like that. So that is up to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish the edit mode because that looks good to go for me. I'm now going to turn the crop region visible off so that it's no longer visible. And as you can tell, guys, and then I'm going to deselect the view, deactivate view. And as you can tell now, we have a nice little table up here in the top right, showing the cabins and all the, square footage calculations, which is great. And you can zoom in and see that it's got full information. It's not blurry. It looks awesome, right? So that is basically that's it, guys. That's how you import a PDF into a sheet. This is my favorite way to do it. Again, there's other ways to do it. You can just drop it directly into the sheet. However, then you have to you have all this extra white information. The whole sheet will be on there, right? So it takes an extra step in my mind to clip exactly what you want And a lot of times when you clip things, they won't have the full pixelation that you need. And then like if you have to like print from PDF or print from Excel and try to like grab it right outside the border of everything, it's more difficult that way in my mind. It's easier in my mind to just put it in a view and then adjust the crop region like we just did, so that it's just showing the information you want, you know. And say like you wanted to edit the crop region and bring it down more, you can always do stuff like that. And so I think this is the most flexible way to do this. I think there was one other thing I wanted to show you. Yeah. So let's activate the view again and click on the actual image itself. You can adjust the width, height of the image, you know, the scale and proportions. I like to keep the proportions locked, of course, because then that keeps the PDF, you know, to scale and everything, both in the X and Y. So I would definitely suggest locking proportions every time, which it usually does by default. And then the draw layer is the other thing I wanted to talk about. Select to place the image in the background or foreground of a view. I usually like to just keep it on the foreground of the view, and you can put it on the background. It's just fine. It's likely gonna be fine and not mess anything up. However, if you draw a line or something, as you probably saw earlier, the lines, like model elements or line work, if they happen to be on the view, we want those to show up behind the PDF, and that's why we want the PDF to be in the foreground, just in case there happens to be a model element that shows up or something in that view. So again, we have that view template now, PDF viewer main, that we can always use for any other PDFs we want to bring into, so we don't have to do that every time. So that's the beauty of view templates. Really nice, and it helps things a lot. So again, I think that's all, guys. If you have any questions, you know, feel free to submit them below, and I'll get to them when I can. Hit that subscribe, like button if you got anything out of this video, and thanks, guys. Have a great day. See ya.